welcome to another brand new episode here on FS25 and the Market Gardener. So what are we doing today? Well, today we are harvesting a new field that we've just bought. So I said in the last episode, I think it was the last episode anyway, that I was thinking about buying the 3 half decent sized fields, sort of not far from the farm, just literally down the road. One of the 3 fields that we bought does actually back onto the property that we own, or the farm that we own. So it's this field that we're in, the field directly in front, and then the field just over there, that green patch of land, and then on the side of that is our big bit of grass where we're going to start building, and then obviously our farm. So yeah, I said, as I say, we were going to buy this, and we've now bought it. We'll harvest the rapeseed off here. To be fair, I don't think there's going to be much of a crop. It does say that it's been 100% fertilised, so you never know. But anyway, we'll get what's on here off, and we'll just sort of take that, and then we can then get on with our veggie harvest, and that's going to take an episode or 2 to complete. So I'm looking forward to doing that as well, actually, because, as I say, the factory is now out of vegetables, so we really do need to get them in. This field I'm not envisaging will take too long, so we will, we'll be relatively rapid in here, and then, as I say, straight on then to doing our vegetables. In the morning we'll have our greenhouses to unload, and or to remove the pallets, but I'm not too worried about doing them on a daily basis, and certainly while we're busy, I wouldn't be sort of too concerned with doing them, as I say, on the daily basis. There's just no need. We earn more than enough money from them anyway, so, and as you can see, buying these 3 fields has taken my money down just over £500,000 of land. But in real life, had I have been able to achieve my goal and my sort of my dream in a way, land is something that I would have been getting hold of as soon as I had the money, and farming the land for vegetables. So one of the things that I want to do, well, there's lots of things that I want to do, but one of the things that I'm quite keen to do, quite as quickly as we can, is to be able to afford a 230 horsepower tractor, and then get the potato harvester, and do potatoes, because at the moment we're missing out on a nice chunk of money that we can get from the potatoes, especially now that we've got half decent fields like this one, or like these 3 here. So they're all things that I would like to do. But anyway, how are you all doing today on this fine Monday morning, or Monday afternoon actually, but and it's not even Monday morning when I'm recording this, so I don't know why I said on this fine Monday morning. It's Monday afternoon, but recording this on Wednesday the week before at currently 6:14 a.m. in the morning, so voice is relatively quiet because everyone's still in bed, so having to be a little bit more subdued this morning, because I did some recording the other day early in the morning. I think it was about 4:30, and yeah, got told in the when everyone else got up, I got told that I woke them and they could hear me clearly. So it's a little bit more subdued this morning, in the vain hope that I don't get in trouble when wake up. But yeah, so anyway, I'm gonna crack on with this field, because we, if we get this done, and then we'll be into our actually I'll go that end and start that end and work my way back, and get this done, and then we can be into our veggies. We've got our carrot field to do first, and that's a half decent sized field, so we'll get that one out of the way, and then once we've done that, we will just have the parsnips and the red beets to do. But as I say, I'm going to switch over to a little bit of time lapse, and I'll speak to you all in a few moments. So I'm back. That's got that harvested. I didn't think that would take too long, to be fair. It wasn't a particularly big field, but we've still got it done, so that's the main thing. And now we can get on with our veggie harvest, and it doesn't seem 2 minutes ago since we were in here last year harvesting these vegetables. So yeah, it soon comes around. As I said the other day, it's amazing how quick farming brings a year full circle. It really is amazing, as I say, how quickly that does happen. But at least we haven't got to mess about with the blooming headlands this year. Alright. Let's try and just get reset up here. And we'll crack on. So yeah. As I say, busy old day, and plenty to be getting on with on the farm, so it's not too bad. I used to like the veg harvest on the farm that I worked on. second farm. The first farm that I worked on was a few cattle, a few sheep, and the rest of it was cereal farming, or grain farming, apart from we used to grow sugar beet as well, and peas. But we used to do that as part of a co-op. So you know, they sort of the co-op would tell us when to plant them, the peas, and then we would plant them, and then you know, we would be in a sort of rota. You'd be in a rota, and then they would come at a set time to harvest the peas, and there was lots of farms within the actual co-op, and it would be organised and scheduled so that every time they got one farm done, the next farm in the order, if you like, was next. So you know, it was ready and raring to go. So it was well organised. But yeah, so we used to grow peas and sugar beet, but the rest of it was winter wheat, winter and spring barley, linseed, beans. They now grow all-seed rape as well, although I think they've stopped growing all-seed. That's because I wasn't sort of concentrating fully there. Whoops, never mind. All right, ideally, actually, we're going to need to move this over a little bit, because otherwise I ain't going to get through next time, because that does stick out quite a long way. We'll put it there and just hope that that is not too in the way there, but I think it will be, to be fair. I've got a feeling it will be, but anyway. So yeah, but the second farm, as I say, I used to really enjoy the veg harvest on there. Again, you know, if there was ploughing to be done, then I wasn't really ever involved that much. But you know, a lot of the time, sort of that time of the year, you know, I was sort of a mixture between driving the third combine and oh dear, the sign's going to have to go. Driving the third combine and you know, sort of take karting and stuff like that. So you know, it was sort of a bit of a mixture at that time of the year. Yeah, it was a jack of all trades time of year for me. But as I say, the carrot harvest, we used to do that sort of in the winter, really. So over December and the beginning of January would be when we would be harvesting our carrots. We'd also be harvesting Brussels, so sometimes if they were a bit short on there, you know, I'd go and drive the flatbed, because the Brussels would get loaded into a hopper trailer, so a bit similar to the peas. Why on earth have I missed that? Well, that doesn't make any sense. Oh well. I don't really know what to say. You all saw me drive down here harvesting vegetables, and apparently I didn't harvest any of them. And then I harvested that bit. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Sometimes I do wonder about myself, I've got to be honest. Right, let's just see what's left of that down there. Right, there doesn't seem to be any left, so it would appear that we've taken 2 rows there. Never mind. No one saw it, right? And yeah, so as I say, I'd be sort of kind of I've done 2 rows here. Look, I've just caught it. You have to be so precise with this harvester, because it will take sort of 2 rows on one bit, and then the next bit, as you can see, then it doesn't take 2 rows. Oh, it's just, honestly, third world problems, I think they call it, don't they? But yeah, so it was always a good time of the year, and it was fun. Oh, hang on, I'm full now. Do you ever get one of those days when you've woke up and you start doing something, and instantly when you do, so I woke up this morning probably about 4:30, 4:45, right? Not a problem. It's not unusual for me to get up that early. Not a problem. Doesn't bother me. Quite enjoy it. And all of that, good stuff. So no issues, no problem for me. And you boil the kettle, and you toddle off to the toilet. You're boiling the kettle, and then you kind of are in the bathroom thinking, it's unusual that I can hear the kettle from here. And you kind of think, well, I don't know, maybe maybe my ears have improved overnight. But I was kind of like, I was in the loo, I was cleaning my teeth and sort of having a bit of a wash and what have you. And I was like, I can't normally hear the kettle this time of the day, I can't normally hear the kettle from the bathroom, because the kitchen and the bathroom's quite it's a little way apart. And I was kind of like, that's odd. And then I'll eventually go into the kitchen, and the kitchen is literally full of steam. I mean, literally full of steam. And I was like, ooh, what's happened here? And then you realise you've boiled the kettle almost completely dry. And you're thinking, why didn't I check the blooming kettle, as I do every morning, before I boiled it? So I'd basically boiled an empty kettle. So I've probably knackered the element and everything in it. As I say, the kitchen was full of steam, which was odd, to be fair, but there must have been just a little bit of water in there, and there was enough to sort of kind of vaporize the water, and so I reboiled the kettle, thinking this probably isn't going to work now, and this means I'm going to be in trouble, because it was only a new kettle about 2 weeks ago. Yeah, so I stood there making my tea, thinking, oh yeah, it's definitely going to be one of those days today, and so it's turning out. I already can feel it. I don't think I put a box on. Nope. See, I told you. I told you. No one believes me, but I told you. Oh dear. I've completely forgotten now the story I was going to tell you of carrot harvest. It's completely gone from my mind now, but I'm sure it'll come back, if not in this episode, in another episode. Yeah, so as I say, that's completely gone. But yeah, I did enjoy the vegetable harvest, as I was saying, and I sort of enjoyed, because we used to harvest our carrots overnight. So it was believed that this was better for the carrots, and it was better. Oh Christ! What happened to the box? Where'd the box go? Can I put that box back on? 'Cause like, that's not full. I told you. It's one of those that, and the problem, yeah, it won't even bloody once it. Oh, honestly, I just knew it was going to be like this today. I just knew it. Never mind. I'm sure it's all highly amusing for you guys. Oh dear, never mind. Yeah, so we used to harvest them overnight because it was genuinely believed that the carrots would come off the field better in the night, and also as well when they came out of the ground, because they weren't being immediately hit by sunlight. It was also better for their skin. I think I'm remembering the reasons correctly why we used to harvest. But anyway, we used to harvest them overnight. So we would start roughly about 6, 7 in the evening, and then we would harvest till about 8 in the morning, because then it is pretty much daylight then. So we would, as I say, we would harvest then till 8 in the morning. And yeah, as I say, I really I loved harvesting. You know, in the night. I loved it when I was on the combine, and you was doing, because we would normally combine until around sort of midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, and then it would start to get a little bit damp, and you'd then sort of pack in. But if you only had a few, can you believe it? Do you know, I've done 2 harvests of this now, and honestly, it hasn't gone this bad. I'm almost tempted to turn my computer off, go back to bed, wake up in about 3 hours' time, and start this day all over again. Oh dear. Yeah. So as I say, if we had a block of say wheat or rape or whatever, that and we had sort of like 100, 150 acres in the block, and it was midnight, well, we could get 150 acres out in sort of 2 or 3 hours. So we would then sort of especially if it was rapeseed, we would then we would just carry on. But yeah, normally it was about midnight when we packed up. And even if it was damp, and we only had probably not 150 acres, that's probably a little bit too excessive. But if we were probably down to 50, 60 acres, you got 3 Lexion 770s. It didn't take them 3 combines long to clear 50 acres. And if we were working sort of a little way away from the farm, 3 tractors and trailers to 1 combine was fairly the norm. If we weren't doing other harvesting on the farm, so if we were only combining, then you'd probably have 4 or 5 tractors and trailers to every combine. So tractors and trailers were we were never sat waiting for them, put it that way. Once you got on to doing once suddenly you were then also as well doing potato harvest and stuff like that, and the onions, yeah, they would usually have been gone by then. Normally they would have been gone by then. They usually went in sort of mid to late July. So usually don't tell me. Honestly, I'm going to turn my computer off and go back to bed and completely restart this day. Right, I'm going to go over to some. I'm going to go back over to some time lapse and see how see how much worse it gets from here. I can't, honestly, genuinely can't believe. I mean, look, we've got a partially empty box there, or partially full, I should say. It can't be partially empty if we're trying to fill them. Oh, it's just never mind. Anyway, I'm going to switch over to a little bit of time lapse, and then, as I say, we will crack on with this, and we'll see you in a bit. So there we go, we're about finished this field. In the end, this camera angle did just become the easiest way for me, because you've all seen, and obviously I said before we went into a little bit of time lapse there that I'm having a bit of a nightmare today. So when I said, right, we'll go to a bit of time lapse, right, just before we did, I went off, thought, make myself another cup of tea. I can sit and enjoy a nice cup of tea while I'm recording my time lapse. And I go out into the kitchen and I'm trying to be quiet because, as I say, everyone's in bed. And I'm trying to be quiet. And lo and behold, what did I go and do? Went to put my cup on the, the worktop to make my tea. Somehow managed to not get my cup fully on the works, and it came off and just shattered everywhere. Milk went everywhere. I was like, oh, you just cannot make this up. I was like, what the hell have I done overnight to deserve all of this? It's just like, it's just been one thing after another this morning, and it's only 8:30. It's like 8:30 in the morning, and I've just had a whole plethora of things go wrong, and oh dear, it's just been, a nightmare. Why are we not harvesting? Let's try that again, shall we? Does that work? Yeah, that's working. Yeah, anyway, we've nearly got this finished now, this field, so it's good to get it done. What I'm going to do is because the tedious bit is going around collecting the boxes with the forklift and the lorry, I'll do that off camera, and then as I say, but next time we come back, I'll probably be some way through the parsnips, or I may have them harvested as well, and then because it's a bit of a balance that I'm trying to find. I don't want to like do it all off camera, for goodness sake, James. Do it all off camera, but at the same time I don't want, like, people to kind of get a bit fed up with the monotony of, just going round and round and round like this with, the veg harvester. So it's a little bit of a kind of balancing act, but yeah, so but good to have this field done. As I say, we can then get this, I'm going to get this collected, get these red beets into the factory so that, sort of we're producing preserved red beets again, which is, obviously a good thing, certainly for our profits. And we do need a little bit of money again because we've emptied it down, and the thing is, our money won't go up quite as sharply now because, as you know from a couple of episodes ago, I've moved it on to hard because I didn't realise that it was on easy, which annoyed me. I gotta be honest, if I'd have been doing this save just as a sort of kind of private save, I would have started again if I'd have realised that it was on easy, because I would have felt like actually I haven't achieved anything because I had the game on be a millionaire by the end of the first year mode, so but I couldn't obviously start the series all over again, so we've put it right now. And as I say, we've got quite a few things that I want to be doing, and that's going to just take money. So I think eventually we'll just say it gave us a good start, and now we're going to be playing the game properly. So yeah. Can't believe actually how many boxes of red beets we've got off this field. It's quite, it's a real good amount that has come off here, but we must get them baled as well. So we'll do that at some point as well. the sorghum field, I'm probably not going to bale after all, just because the straw has gone through the plant and it's hard to see. So I'll probably just do the canola field and that wheat straw, and I'll probably just do them, because as I say, I've forgotten what I just said. The sorghum straw has sort of disappeared under the remnants of the crop. So yeah, that's what we'll probably do with that. Last breed, but for that little bit that we clearly missed. But yeah, so we've done well today. That's not too bad that we've got this done in this episode. I kind of expected that we should do, but then when we started to have disaster after disaster, I was like, this could take quite a while. I might only end up being halfway through this rather than the full way through it. But we are going to have another partial box, which is unfortunate. But there we go. There's not much I can do about it. But yeah, so we'll get this over to that field, and we'll start the whole process again. It's a little bit bigger, this field, so it's probably going to take quite a bit longer. Like I say, it's quite a bit wider than that field. That's a nice little field to do this job on, because it's just the right size. That it's rapid, but once you get into the rhythm and the routine of it, then in general it doesn't really take that long anyway. But yeah, I was definitely making that field harder than it needed to be. But as I say, we'll leave that ready to go there, and then I'll get the Zeta on the rear forklift, get the lorry down here, and I'll load these up and then lorry it to the canning factory, and then tomorrow we should have hopefully preserved beetroot, which will be good. So then we get the parsnips done, and then we'll get the carrots done as well. But as I say, whether I do all of it off camera or not, I don't know. That will remain to be seen. But as I say, we'll go back and get the Zeta. But I am going to leave it here for this episode. So thank you all for watching. As I always say, and I say it because I mean it, I really appreciate each and every view that I get, and I appreciate the fact that you take time out of your day to sit and listen to me ramble and go on and, sort of watch my videos. I really do appreciate it, and because I know that sort of everyone's time is precious these days. And yeah, if you haven't done already, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in the next episode. So bye for now as I look for my tractor. So I think I've just walked past it, which I have. Anyway, thanks ever so much for watching. Bye for now.